I've not done programming before. So programming is something new to me. I'm an Excel guy. I can understand the Excel statements and everything, but I'm a finance guy. Yeah.
Did you actually trade it through the drawdown period, and did you quit or did you continue to trade?
No, I didn't quit. I have still not quit. I'm still working on it. But but it's of course smaller capital. They're 52 week lows. And then I picked up a random day and I picked up the number. And then I just figured out a chart. I made a chart for that individual stock.
What's the purpose of life? Why am I here? Hi, Naveen.
Hey, Prateek, how are you?
I'm so happy to see you, man. Thanks so much for coming.
Oh, yeah, I'm so happy to see you again.
What we'll do is we'll start from your background.
Sure.
And we'll then move to, how you got interested in stocks and your stories there.
So my background is basically nothing great. I'm just a commerce guy, graduated in commerce. And since my college days, I was very much interested in stocks,
Right.
And reason being, my dad once upon a time, he invested in some stock. He had just bought stocks not stocks, actually, they were convertible debentures. And he just kept them and we just left it, as it is. And then they grew. And that's how I was pretty much interested in the stock market.
Tell me one thing, so where are you right now? What city were you born and where did you go to college? Tell me about that.
I'm a complete Bombay guy. I'm from
I
Bombay.
thought so.
Yeah, I'm born and brought up in Bombay, and I'm here in Bombay. Yeah, but for work, I just traveled a bit abroad and everything. I started my career with some IT companies, or you can call IT-enabled services. And
ITES,
Yes, the ITES, yeah. And through those companies, I got this beautiful opportunity to work with some private equity firms. I worked for KKR, I worked for Credit Suisse and alternative investments.
You're not working anywhere right now?
No, right now I'm just doing my own thing, yeah.
So that means, are you a full-time trader? Like you can spend a lot of your time managing and creating systems?
Exactly. So I'll get to that point. So what I did was in 2009, I just quit my job and I just did nothing. 1 year was a sabbatical, and I spent every rupee that I had in my bank account, just traveling everywhere, climbing every mountain.
That's not nothing, man. If you were traveling the world, that's not nothing, I think.
No, I was climbing all the possible mountains in the Sahyadri range in Maharashtra. And it was like gathering all the experience, meeting new people. That was like the beautiful experience that I gathered in that 1 year. So that was really nice.
This was to give you like perspective on life and what you're doing.
Yeah,
and
I was kind of bored with the work. I was working for like almost 10 years then. And I just wanted to take a break.
What's the purpose of life? Why am I here?
That time you just get there, And when this lockdown happened, we were kind of working from home. And then I said, why not just try again? And I still had those stocks as I said, I had all the patience in the world. Yeah. So I had all those stocks in my kitty. And I started rotating them. I opened a new account with Zerodha. And that's how I got in touch with LearnApp. And I took some trial courses. I took the 7-day trial and it was very interesting. And I heard you, it was really nice, the kind of information that you had put in.
The basics of trading course. Yeah. That was the basics of trading course, is it?
Yeah. And I also like the way you put it across. So, I was quite happy with that thing. And I then kind of registered for the subscription. So then I got into, when I took the subscription, I kind of got into some more, by Saurabh Sisodia and of course, you can't forget Vishal Mehta, mean reversion. I think that's the most popular.
Dude, everyone.
Yeah, everyone. So that came as a good surprise, and I started trading it. Yeah.
Did you actually trade it through the drawdown period, and did you quit or did you continue to trade?
No, I didn't quit. I have still not quit. I'm still working on it, but but it's of course smaller capital, and based on Mr. Mehta's guidance, I also picked up a few books that he had suggested on our chats.
Yeah.
And those books really helped me. Yeah. I started reading those books, and those books were really good. And I felt that what he's talking about, it makes sense. And he's not the only guy who's talking about it. There are a lot of guys who have spoken about it before. What has gone up, it has to come down to the mean. So that's what he meant. So it went pretty well. And then all came the quants course, and it was the first time you made that video, I said, yes, let me just register for this. I think I can do this. So the quants course went really well. The VBA course went really well, and it helped me actually develop my backtesting. So I used to do some backtesting, but of course with the basic Excel. And there is some limitation.
So you used to do backtesting in Excel before you actually joined the advanced course?
Yes. So I did one backtesting for, basically, I wouldn't say that I applied too much of mind to it. Yeah. Basically copying some strategy which is there, and then trying to, if it is working on Bank Nifty, let us apply it on Nifty and see why does it work or not. And that's how I tried that. And
see, if I had to maybe chart whatever I've learned so far about your life is, you started off knowing that, okay, there's something about investing that works. Obviously, it's growing faster than all the other asset classes. I'll figure it out later, thanks to dad. Right? And then you're more process oriented because of your consultancy business, because you're in Cognizant. So you say, okay, if you actually follow a process over a long period of time, it actually works. I think that's why you believe in quantitative stuff, because you write random stuff it's not sustainable. And it seems like you're a numbers guy and said, okay, if I can bring all these things together, tada, you have the quant approach, right? Yes, Is that the story?
Absolutely, that's the true story. That's how. So from an investor to a trader, that's been it's been a good journey. And till today, even today, I was trading. Even I don't miss a day when even if I'm traveling, but I didn't miss a single day. I trade every day, and I did the mean reversion, I did my straddles, I did some other, the weekly expiries, everything possible I could do it. I was doing all the trades possible. At the same time, also I was attending the course because the quant classes were there. So I was attending the course even when I was on holidays.
Are you a programmer actually? Have you programmed before? Or is the first time you've learned programming?
I have not done programming before. So programming is something new to me. I'm an Excel guy. I can understand the Excel statements and everything, but I'm a finance guy. But I can't understand programming that much.
Have you made any strategy so far, Naveen? Or have you coded any strategy in the live classes? Have you been able to do that?
Not really. I have not done it. Something that came to my mind, there's no point bottom fishing. Sometimes what we do as in investing, in positional trading, is we try to look for the bottom number, the 52-week low or something that way. Yeah. So, and then what I did is I gathered the data for a few companies, a few blue chip companies. And what I did was I took the data for last 10 years. Yeah. I took the 52-week lows, and then I picked up a random day and I picked up the number. And then I just figured out a chart. I made a chart for that individual stock. And I was very surprised that even after picking up the 52-week low and even after picking up a random day, there was hardly any difference. The difference was probably 0.5% or 1% in the overall P&L curve. So, there's no point bottom fishing when you know that company is good. If it is fundamentally right, then I don't think there's something. I wouldn't call this backtesting, but yeah, it was kind of taking the historical data and then
anything that probably works, right, is the opposite of looking for a 52-week low. It's like a momentum trade, right? So if you can find the stocks which are actually moving up and are fundamentally sound, and you can bring these two things together. So actually, Atul Suri talks about this in the course. I don't know if you've taken that course. So he looked for companies which are growing high ROCE and are market leaders. And then you look at price, if they're doing a breakout and they're blue chip companies, that's it. Then all you have to do is as soon as they start falling a lot, and you can measure that, you exit and you keep the Daburs, the Colgates, the Reliance.
These are the stocks that actually picked up. I picked up the popular stocks, and I did that. I picked up the Marico, I picked up the HLL, I picked up the Dabur, and Reliance and everything, Infosys. And I realized that there's no point. If you buy it at any point of time, if the company fundamentals are good, they will definitely work.
Yeah, the tough part is holding on, right? Like we can backtest, we can do all of this, but actually executing and holding on, there's no course in the world that can teach you that.
Yeah, no course in the world that can teach you patient. That has to be built up with you.
Is there something more that we can do to push you? I want to really see, Naveen, you push out an actual strategy and everyone's editing it and making it better. Am I going to see that anytime soon, Naveen?
Maybe, yeah. I think that could happen. Maybe in 6 months' time, I will have a own strategy. Or if not in my own strategy, I would probably be backtesting something with some tweaks which I've read somewhere or something which I can do. That's where we can start off. There's not everything could come from my own mind. Yeah. So,
yeah, makes sense. And I think you'll start seeing a lot more people posting strategies. So maybe you get some ideas from the community. I think the Slack community is turning out to be really nice. Right. Any feedback, anything we're doing wrong, you can be open about it. I'll still publish it. So
in fact, I spoke to Abhishek the other day, and I told him that there's one thing that's very important, that when Asim is actually doing a code, I mean, we aren't able to, and when you want to practice it and when you want to go back to it, it's a little difficult to go back to the video and then scroll back to that point where that actually the script has been written, right? Yeah. So maybe it would help that whatever the important the codes that he's written, that could be put out in a PDF, and only the important ones, and that could be a good reference point rather than going back to the video, because going back to the video and back and forth, it takes a lot of time and kind of it loses concentration. So that has happened with me quite a few times, right?
So in a live class, the parts where the actual code is done, that can be put in a PDF and also explain certain excerpts. Ye cheez kar raha hai, ye cheez kar raha, like that, right?
Exactly. So what I do is now I take a picture of those things and I keep it in my mobile so that I can refer to that on this. So that's what I do. If I have to refer it back, because it's difficult to go back to that exact point where he was on that code.
Correct. I think that makes sense. So that's something I will try to implement very quickly, and hopefully that'll help. Cool, man. Anything else you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, it's been good. I have enjoyed this journey with LearnApp. It's been nice, and I have actually asked a lot of my colleagues and my friends and some of my juniors who are also interested in the markets to actually join LearnApp. So because I said this is the starting point. If you are starting something, if you're not from finance background, and if you are really interested in the markets, please do these basic courses and don't just burn your money while doing some random stuff. So I just tell them this, and this, and because I have tried it myself, so I can vouch for it, right?
Yeah. And I have to ask you this because everyone talks about it. I'm going to ask you again. How interested are you in actually automating all this? Are you interested? I think in a few weeks' time, the Python execution thing is out. Yes. What's the interest level over there?
I am definitely interested. In fact, the Army Broker course also, I'm pretty much interested. But you know what? I just want to digest this entire Asim's class very well. Right. I want to be, if not a pro, at least reasonably good at it, so that I can. Because as I said, I'm not a programming guy.
Yeah.
And just loading and bombarding myself with
more information will just correct, absolutely.
May not work. At the same time, I'm also doing my work. I'm also doing my trades and everything. So it might probably be a bit too much. But yeah, probably the next session that comes up for Army Broker, can count me in.
Yeah, totally makes sense, dude. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon.
Sure.